Welcome to photosynthesis. Photosynthesis occurs in many things like bacteria and flowers, but today we're going to look at the flower. First, light enters into the flower. Then H2O comes in through the flower's roots. CO2 enters the flower and oxygen comes out. Oh, you all know what that sound means. It's time for some photosynthesis. Woo, yeah, wow. The first photosynthefact is that there are two kinds of reactions in photosynthesis. I know what you're thinking. Wow, what kinds are there? Well, I'm glad you asked. The first kind of reaction are the light reactions. Light is absorbed by the plant, and the plant uses the energy to create NADPH. Dark reactions are the other kind of reactions. They're chemical reactions that convert carbon dioxide and other kinds of materials into CO2. Photosynthefact number 2. Chloroplasts have inner and outer membranes, and a third inner membrane called the thylakoid membrane. Thylakoids form little stacks that look like pancakes. Yum! Fact 3. The spaces between the thylakoids and chloroplast membranes are called stomas. Now for the last fact. Aww. Chlorophyll is what helps plants get energy from light. Now back to the show. Now, let's take a look on what's happening inside the flower, shall we? Inside the flower, a chemical reaction is happening. CO2 plus H2O plus the sunlight equals C6H12O6. That's glucose. After the glucose is made, another chemical reaction occurs. The C6H12O6 plus the oxygen, the O2, equals ATP. It also creates NADPH, which is a reducing agent in the Calvin cycle. Now, let's take a sneak peek of respiration. Respiration happens in the mitochondria. There are two different sides to respiration. There's with oxygen and without oxygen. First, let's look at what happens with oxygen. We're going to start this journey with the C6H12O6. Glycolysis happens. Glycolysis breaks down the glucose and creates 2 ATP. Next up, the Krebs cycle. In the Krebs cycle, glucose, proteins, and fats are converted into ATP, and CO2 is released. Next, NADH and FADH2, which were created during the Krebs cycle, carry electrons to the electron transport chain and create 34 ATP. Now to the without oxygen part. Glucose still starts, glycolysis and the pyruvate section still happen, but now it's fermentation. Ethanol and lactic acid are created during fermentation. And that brings us to an end of the cellular respiration and photosynthesis video. Thanks for watching.